Hi, today we are going to see some of the web method related interview question. Mainly we are going to see interview question which are related to trading networks component. So in order to start with, I'll start with question number 1. So you can follow this video mainly if you are newly to web method trading networks, you can follow that. And also if you wanted to refresh your knowledge about trading networks, you can follow that. And also if you are preparing for your interview, then you can prepare these questions for your interview preparation. The first one is, what is web method trading networks? Trading network is a group of organizations that have agreed to exchange a business document. So mainly this is the place where we will exchange the business document from our organization to other organization. If in your organization, if you have only integration server, then we can achieve only enterprise application integration. Any integration if you wanted to do mainly within our organization, then we will use only integration server. But if you wanted to exchange more kind of business document with our partners, mainly buyers or partners or supplier or different marketplace, you wanted to send some document. So mainly I wanted to send some purchase order document or order status document or purchase order acknowledgement. So those kind of business document I wanted to exchange. Then what I can do is I can exchange it through this trading network component. So here in this trading network, we will create some partners that is called trading partners. So trading network, what are the document I will exchange? So mainly I can exchange XML document, I can exchange a flat file document, and also there are a lot of e-standard document, mainly like we have a Roseternet e-standard and EBA, EDA standard and EBXML, and we have CXML. So those kind of e-standard document also we can process it through web method trading networks. I'll move on to the next one, where trading network is installed. So for example, if you look at this diagram, so trading network server, it's installed on top of your integration server only. So inside integration server, you will have something called WMTN package, that is nothing but your trading networks. And also this trading network component, whatever we create, mainly the profile or any other information, right? So it gets stored in a database, so it's need a database connectivity. And whatever the transaction you wanted to monitor for trading network, we can monitor from this web method server. So mainly integration server hosts this WMTN package, which you can see it in your integration server. So mainly this particular WMTN package, which is nothing but your trading network package. And I'll move on to the next question. What is trading partner? So for example, we saw in the previous slide what is trading networks. So network is the place where I will exchange my business document across different partners. So what is partner? So partner may be an organization in your trading network. For example, I am in my organization, I wanted to exchange a document with my another partner. For example, I am having a company. I wanted to exchange a document with my partner, like I wanted to exchange with Flextronics. I wanted to exchange my business document with Intel. For example, I'm going to order some chip. So I wanted to order something from Intel. I wanted to order some processor. So I wanted to do a business with Intel, then I will create the Intel as an organization in my trading network. Similarly, if I'm going to exchange some business document with IBM for some hardware procurement, so then what we will do, I'll create IBM as an organization within my trading network. This way, you can create your partner in your trading networks. So each trading partner, so whenever I say there is a trading partner, we will create one profile with that name. For example, if there is a Intel as a partner, then I'll create a partner called Intel. There I'll create all the who is the technical contact but for that particular partner, who is the business related counterpart, what is their address, and what is the unique identifier to represent that particular partner in my system. So those kind of things I'll set it up in the partner profile. I'll move on to the next one. So this is mainly TN document type. So when you work in integration server, you might have heard something called IS document type. If you are creating any documents, for example, I wanted to create some IS document, or I wanted to create a XML document or flat file document in my integration server, then what I will do, I'll just create a equivalent document type in my IS in order to process any incoming document or in order to process any outgoing document. So we will create a equivalent document in IS. So that is called IS document type. Similarly, if you wanted to exchange any data with any external partner, you have to create that equivalent XML document or flat file document in your trading networks. That is called TN document type. So it's a document type which is available in TN. So that is why it's called TN document type. So in this document type, when you specify document type, so for example, I'm going to create a document type for XML. So then I'll specify what is my root element. So in this way I can identify any incoming XML for that particular document type. And also in the same document type I can tell where to extract particular field for my sender ID, where to extract for my receiver ID, and other critical information. If I wanted to extract, then I can specify that in my document type. What is TN processing rule? The processing rule specifies the criteria the document must meet to match the rule, and processing to perform document that match. The criteria is listed in the below table. So here if you look at this one, so for example, processing rule is like whenever there is a document is coming to my trading network. For my Intel is sending an invoice document to my trading network. So when the document comes from the Intel to my organization, then what do I want to react? So that is what I will specify in my processing rule, where I will say sender is Intel, receiver is me, and document type is maybe invoice document, and user status maybe something, whatever it's a default status, and also is there any other information I wanted to match it. So if anything matching with those criteria, then I wanted to invoke some pre-processing action. So before invoking my actual action, I wanted to set some status or anything, then I can set it in the pre-processing action. And also if you wanted to save something in your database, so those kind of things you can specify in pre-processing action. And after that, the processing rule will invoke the actual action, what is required. Whenever there is a document, what is the actual action I wanted to invoke. So for example, I wanted to execute some service. Whenever there is a document received, I wanted to invoke some service which is available in my integration server, or I wanted to send an email, or I wanted to change the status, or I wanted to deliver a document to some system based on the configuration which I am going to give it in deliver document by. So here I can say in which way I wanted to deliver the document to my end system. So that we can configure it in TN processing rule. So this is mainly whenever there is a document comes to your trading network and what you are supposed to do, so that we will configure it in this processing rule. What is TN profile? So we talked about partners, and also we also talked about trading networks. So in the trading network we are going to configure multiple partners. So each partner we have to create a profile information. So we need to say the information about the partner, like a corporation name, address, contact address, and also other information like how I wanted to deliver the document to that particular partner, in which protocol I wanted to deliver the document to that particular partner. So those kind of things I can set it up in the partner profiles. I'll move on to the next question. What is TPA? So TPA is nothing but it's a trading partner agreement for pairs of partner. For example, I'm having a company called Tech Lightning, and where I wanted to exchange a business document with my partner Intel. Then I am the sender, my receiver is Intel, and what is the document type I wanted to exchange? Invoice. So myself and that particular partner, if there is any set of configuration I wanted to define, then what I can do is in the TPA I can select my IS document type, where I can configure anything related to processing. So before processing, if I wanted to check anything for my specific partner agreement, I want to configure some kind of configuration, then I can configure it in this TPA. So mainly it is used in the EDA TPA. In the EDA related transaction, we use a EDA TPA where we can configure different kind of information. Whenever there is a EDA document coming to my system, do I need to acknowledge it? So that acknowledgement information or acknowledgement I need to send or not, those kind of information I will configure it in my TPA. Similarly, I can also configure whenever there is a document comes to my TN, do I need to split the document? So how do I need to process the document? So those kind of things I can configure it in my TPA. So TPA data contains a configuration detail and how to exchange the data with partner and other configurations such as validation, acknowledgement, splitting, and other details. I'll move on to the next one. What are the options in deliver document file? So this one, where do we have it? So whenever there is a processing rule invoked and we have received a document for specific sender and receiver, and also we have identified the document type, in the processing action we will specify the deliver document by. So how do you want to deliver the document? For example, you assume this is the outbound scenario. For example, my IS is pushing a document to my external partner. So from the IS, I'm sending some document to my trading network where it is getting recognized sender as Tech Lightning and receiver as Intel and document type as some purchase order. So in that case, what method I wanted to choose in my deliver document by? Do I wanted to send it a immediate delivery? So immediate means whenever there is a document arrive, it will send it to your partner. based on the information configured in the profile. Similarly, if you have a scheduled delivery, for example, I don't want to send it whenever the document arrived at my trading network. So I wanted to queue up those transactions. I wanted to batch those transactions. For example, I am receiving a purchase order. So last 1 hour, whatever the purchase order I have received, I wanted to send that as a batch, as a one particular message to my partner. So that is kind of scheduled delivery. And also receiver preferred protocol. So if you select this option, it will go and check it in your partner profile and what is the protocol we need to select and what option we need to send it to the partner. So it will refer it from the profile. And queue for polling. So here, whenever there is a document arrived, it will put it in the queue. So whenever the trading net partner requests, then it will go and they can go and get it, whatever available in the particular queue. I'll move on to the next one. How document processing happens in trading network. So this is very important. For example, whenever there is a document comes to TN, it could be coming from your external partner to your trading network, or from your integration server you are sending out to your partners. So when the document posted to TN, what will happen? The main thing is document type recognition. It will happen. It needs to identify what is the document type. Is it an invoice or is it an order? Is it a order acknowledgement? So those kind of recognition should happen. So how it will happen? So we will have a equivalent TN document type already in the system. So based on that, it will match with your root tag if it is XML. Then based on that, it will recognize the document type. So along with the document type recognition, it will extract the sender ID details and receiver ID detail based on the information we have provided in the document type. In the aspect of the document type creation, we'll also specify where my sender ID field will come, where my receiver ID field will come. So those kind of information it will use, and based on that it will extract the information in your TN. So based on that your document processing will happen. So once that is recognized, your document type recognition happened, and after that sender ID, receiver ID extraction happened. And after that what will happen? If any matching criteria already available in your processing rule, it will invoke the processing rule. So once the processing rule is invoked, based on the deliver document option, it will go to the particular partner. So if it is a XML document, mainly in case of inbound, for example, some partner is sending a document to your trading networks. So what they will do, so they will give your integration server host name :port/ they will invoke /wm TN receive service, where they will post the document. Then it will receive it in our TN, and once it's received in TN, we will process that into the document type recognition and then processing rule. Those kind of things will get kicked in. Next one is flat file document. So anybody can send a document to your flat file document to your trading networks, but flat file document you will not have any root tag, right? So we need to, before sending to TN service, you need to call a gateway service, document gateway service, where you need to explicitly set this is my sender, this is my receiver, this is my document type. So we need to tell that explicitly in the document gateway service before invoking this one, so that whenever you call this one, it will know what is the sender, what is the receiver, what is the document type it has to invoke, and also based on that it will invoke your processing rule as well. I'll move on to the next question. If there is no processing rule matching, then what will happen? For example, in your processing rule, you have a lot of processing rule. Assume you have 20 plus processing rule which are enabled status, and in your, if there is no processing rule is matching, there is a document coming from your particular partner, but there is no processing is happening because there is no processing rule. So what will happen? If there is no processing rule is matching, then trading network performs any pre-processing action that are specified in the document type in order they listed in document type. So for example, as part of the document type creation itself, there will be a pre-processing action. So if you have specified that, then that alone it will get executed as part of your document recognition process. But there is no processing rule, then it will not invoke any existing processing rule, but it will invoke some default processing rule. So default processing rule, that it will come when we install a trading network itself. It will, the default processing rule it will come and it will invoke that processing rule. I'll move on to the next one. So mostly the default processing rule, it will be available at the last processing rule of your processing rules. I'll move on to the next one. What is default processing rule? If there is no processing rule is matching, then default processing rule it will get executed. Normally default processing rule will be at the end of all processing rule, and if you have it will have a condition like any sender, any receiver, any document type. For example, there is no document type is matching which is coming to my document, and also there is no sender receiver, there is no document type matching with that criteria. So then we need to have one default rule which should match, which is not at all matching for our incoming document type. So that is what this particular rule it will satisfy, and it will invoke the default processing rule. I'll move on to the next one. If two processing rules are matching in the list of enabled processing, then which one will get processed, which one will pick up and process your document? So for example, I have two processing rule matching my incoming document. Then what will happen is, when we create a processing rule itself, you will have something called ordinal ID. So it will order in some ordered manner, and it will get executed. It will be evaluated in the same order, and whatever it is matching the first one, that will process your document type. So you have a multiple processing rule which is matching a condition, but even though you have multiple, it will match the first one which is matching, and it will execute the particular rule. I'll move on to the next one, where we can monitor the TN transaction. So normally trading network is a component which runs on the IS, but in the IS you cannot monitor the incoming transaction. So what you will do, you will go to MWS. There you have a MWS has a two high level thing. Okay, one is administration and the one is monitoring. So this is for a monitoring. Under the monitoring you have integration, you have a B2B. Inside B2B you have something called transaction. In this page you can monitor all the transaction which is coming into TN, and also whatever it's going out from your TN also you can see it from that particular page. I'll move on to the next one. What is TN task? So we talked about delivered document type in our processing rule, where we also saw immediate delivery, scheduled delivery, all those stuff. So those kind of things, right? So if there is anything getting failed, then it will retry. So based on the profile configuration, it will retry. So that you can see it from this TN task. And whenever there is something it's failed and it's available in the TN task, you can resend it from there. So what is TN task? TN task is a trading network is established to keep track of the attempt to redeliver a document when it is using a reliable delivery. For example, in your partner profile, you have configured something called reliable delivery, where you can say something is failed while sending to my partner, what I'm supposed to do. So we can configure something like number of retry I wanted to configure, and each retry, weight between each retry we can configure. So if you configure anything in that profile, then reliable delivery configuration we have set it, and based on that it will store it in your TN database. Whenever there is a failure, it will store it in your TN database, and from there in the TN task page you can resubmit it, or you can resend it to or redeliver to your trading partners. So how do you do it? MWS, monitoring, integration, B2B, and you have something called task, and from there you can check the progress or status of that particular delivery of the particular business message. And if it is failed due to some reason, for example you are not able to connect to that system because the receiving partner having some maintenance, then you can resubmit it or restart it from the task section in the MWS. I'll move on to the next one. What is reprocess and resubmit? In the TN transaction, any business transaction, you can right click and do a resubmit or reprocess. So what is reprocess? Send a document to processing rule. For example, you have already have something like in your document already it's recognized and it has been extracted the sender ID, receiver ID, and also it extracted the document ID. Then you only wanted to invoke it from the processing rule onwards. Then what you can do, you can simply do reprocess. Then in the same transaction you will be able to see the activity log, where you can see the only processing rule onwards it will get invoked, and in order to process the message to your partner. And resubmit. So resubmit, for example, you have a document which came to your TN where it is it's not able to extract your sender ID, receiver ID, or document ID. So which you have fixed it by creating a TN document type, you have fixed the issue, but you wanted to resubmit it, then only it will go from the document recognition process, it will go. So resubmit, normally it will go to the beginning as a new document. So it will create a new entry in your TN transaction, and you will be able to see from the document recognition process, then it will invoke a processing rule. What is private queue versus public queue in trading networks? So for example, when you wanted to deliver to your partner, you wanted to put it in a queue and then you wanted to deliver it later. So then what will happen? There is something called private queue which is specific to your partner. private queue, the schedule delivery that you define to schedule a delivery of the document that are aimed to one specific private queue partner. You can define a private queue in the profile of the partner to receive a document. For example, you wanted to send a document, but before that you wanted to queue it, and then after that in a scheduled interval you wanted to take that and then you wanted to push it to your partner. Then you can use a private queue. Public queue, it is mainly for multiple partners. So for example, you have a queue where you can send the data for multiple partners, then you can send it to a public queue. I'll move on to the next one. What is reliable delivery in TN? So this is the one we configured it in your trading network profile. This is the feature in trading networks which attempts to re-deliver a document to a trading partner one or more times if previous attempts fail to deliver the document. So for example, my partner network is down or partner system is down, so I am unable to send it. Then I wanted to re-attempt it after some time, or how many times I wanted to retry, or what is the wait between each retry I wanted to give. So you are making sure the delivery is very reliable. So that is what you can set it in your partner profile. So that is called reliable delivery. So mainly this immediate delivery, right, which uses automatically a reliable delivery, because in the pre-processing section we can specify saves the document to database. If you set that option, then it uses the reliable delivery feature. Similarly, for scheduled delivery, it confirm 100% cases, it always uses a reliable delivery only. So in this way, you will not lose any document while sending to your partner. Even though your partner system is down, it will retry and then it will try to push it to the trading partner. I'll move on to the next one. What is unknown document, unknown partner in TN? Sometime when the document reached your TN and you will be able to see the document type is not recognized, then that is called unknown document. And when the partner is not recognized, maybe the partner is not available in the system, or whatever the partner information they are sending, that external ID or the system attribute value which you wanted to extract, right, which is not matching. So mainly each partner will have some unique value like some IDs like DUNS or any other external value which is not matching in my system. Then it will get recognized as an unknown partner. Then if there is an unknown partner, if there anything missing in a partner profile or the partner itself missing in our system, then we can recreate it, or we can create the profile, then we can resubmit it, so that it will begin with your document recognition process, sender ID receiver ID extraction, all those stuff it will happen. I'll move on to the next question. How to do a large document handling in TN? So mainly we are exchanging a business document with our partners. So mainly we will be receiving and also we will be sending the document. For example, if you wanted to send a big document, like trading network supports a delivery of large document up to 2 GB size, okay, up to 2 GB size you can send it to your partner. So this is very huge, right? So how do you handle it? Because we cannot hold the entire data in your memory, so you have to store it somewhere and you have to stream it somewhere in order to process the document. So what you need to do, you need to do some specific special setting in order to handle the large document. So there is something called, in my webMethods, you can go to administration, because this is kind of a configuration. You need to do what administration, integration, B2B settings and configure property. There are two properties there, like TN big document threshold and SQL threshold property. So these are the things you need to configure it. And also the main thing is, in the IS you have something called T space location. So this is the location it will store your large document. For example, if anything going beyond the threshold, then it will store this into your hard disk location. So that is the location I will specify it here. So it will use that path to save it in order to send it to your target partner. It will store there, and from there only it will send it. It will not use, or it will not occupy your memory in case of large document. And also if you have a clustered node, so you have two different integration server, then you need to set this one in both integration server as well. I'll move on to the last one. So this is the last question in this video. So what is TN transaction page? So this is the page we can see all our transaction. So the document that have passed through trading network, it could be a outbound from your system, which means you are sending something outbound to or out to your partners. Similarly, anything coming inside your trading network, so your partner is sending something to your organization. So all the messages you can see it from the transaction page. So this page also you can monitor under MWS monitoring, and then you can see integration and B2B, and then you can see under the transaction page you can see all the transaction which are passed through your trading network. Yeah, that's it for today. Thank you. Hi, thank you for watching this video so far. If you like the video, please share it with your friends and also subscribe to this Tech Lightning channel. Thank you. Bye-bye.